In 2019, a quiet town in Idaho was shaken by the disappearance of two children. 17-year-old Tylee Ryan and 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow vanished without a trace. Their absence would ignite one of the most chilling investigations in recent American history, a story that revealed secrets of extreme beliefs, manipulation, and murder within a single family. Authorities were immediately alarmed. The children's last known locations were familiar places, school, playground, or routines with their family. But no one could explain why they had disappeared. Friends and neighbors were puzzled. Social media posts pleaded for information. And behind closed doors, investigators began noticing unsettling inconsistencies in the statements provided by their mother, Lori Vallow. From the moment the children were reported missing, law enforcement faced an intricate puzzle. Lori's accounts of the children's whereabouts were contradictory. She moved frequently between Idaho and Arizona, complicating the search. Authorities began to notice a troubling pattern: several suspicious deaths in her circle of family members in previous years, including spouses and close relatives. While these deaths were not directly linked at first, they would later form a crucial part of the investigation. Search efforts intensified. Police canvassed neighborhoods, interviewed friends and family, and sought to piece together a timeline. The tension was palpable. A small town once peaceful now carried the weight of uncertainty, fear, and suspicion. To understand the events that followed, it is necessary to look back at the lives of Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. Lori had experienced a turbulent past, including multiple marriages and family tragedies. She was a mother of children from previous marriages, with a life that, on the surface, appeared ordinary. Chad Daybell, an author of religious and apocalyptic books, had a fascination with end-of-world scenarios. His writings focused on doomsday prophecies, spiritual battles, and the afterlife. Their paths crossed, and a relationship developed, one that would later intertwine with the tragic events surrounding the children. Their beliefs grew increasingly extreme. Friends, neighbors, and authorities would later describe their worldview as a doomsday ideology, a conviction that society was on the brink of collapse and that extraordinary measures were justified to prepare for it. Court documents revealed that both Lori and Chad were influenced by these apocalyptic beliefs. They interpreted ordinary events through a lens of spiritual warfare, convincing themselves that some people, even children, were obstacles to a higher purpose. This belief system would later play a central role in their criminal actions. Digital evidence, including social media posts, emails, and private journals, showed an obsession with end-time scenarios. These documents became crucial pieces of evidence in the investigation, shedding light on the mindset that would guide their decisions. In June 2020, the mystery came to a tragic resolution. Investigators located the remains of the missing children on Chad Daybell's property in Idaho. The scene was devastating. 7-year-old J.J. Vallow had been burned, while 17-year-old Tylee Ryan had been buried nearby. Law enforcement handled the evidence with utmost care. Forensic experts meticulously documented the site, recovering DNA evidence that confirmed the identities of the children. Burn analysis and soil samples provided timelines consistent with other investigative findings. Physical evidence, including tools used in the burial and remnants of burned materials, would later form part of the prosecution's case. The small-town community was stunned. Shock and grief spread as the details became public, leaving a lasting mark on the family's friends and neighbors. With the discovery of the children, law enforcement moved swiftly. Lori Vallow Daybell was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice. Chad Daybell was arrested shortly thereafter, linked to the murders and alleged conspiracy. Pre-trial proceedings were tense. Investigators presented mounting evidence to the courts, and the media followed every development. Subtle details such as phone record, travel logs, and witness statements painted a picture of planning and intent. The suspense built as the nation watched a small-town tragedy unfold into a nationwide criminal investigation. The courtroom became the stage for unraveling the full story. During the trials, prosecutors presented extensive evidence. Forensic evidence, DNA recovered from the remains, burn material analysis, soil testing, and digital records connecting the accused to the crime scene. Witness testimonies, friends, neighbors, and family members describe behaviors, travel, and statements made by Lori and Chad. Digital evidence, emails, messages, and online activity illustrated planning and belief-driven motives. The trials also revealed the motives behind the crimes. Court testimony highlighted how the couple's doomsday beliefs influenced their perception of the children as obstacles in a spiritual war. Financial incentives and personal gains were also discussed, alongside the pattern of prior suspicious deaths in the family circle. Throughout the trial, the tension remained high. Each revelation, from forensic findings to witness testimony, added layers of understanding to a shocking and carefully orchestrated series of events. After months of deliberation, the trials reached their conclusion. In 2023, Lori Vallow Daybell was found guilty of first-degree murder and related charges, receiving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. In 2024, Chad Daybell was convicted and sentenced to death. Judges in both cases emphasized the calculated nature of the crimes and the impact on the victims' families. Communities felt a mixture of relief and sorrow. Justice had been served, but the lives lost were irreplaceable. The case left a lasting mark. Families and surviving community members mourned, while memorials and tributes kept the memory of Tylee and JJ alive. For the broader public, the case serves as a cautionary tale about extreme belief systems, manipulation, and the vulnerability of children. Law enforcement agencies reflected on the investigation as a complex challenge, noting how collaboration, persistence, and forensic science were key to solving a case that could have remained a cold mystery.